All right. I am doing some varnishing. And then we're gonna do a little painting. How are you guys doing? I'm using Mod Podge as my varnish, the matte finish Mod Podge. I love the finish that I get from it. I use 2 or 3 coats and I water it down. I had a big bottle of it and I used to, put it in a palette and I'd mix some water with it and water it down and keep going through that process as I was varnishing my stuff. And then I was at the dollar store and I got this small bottle of Mod Podge, dumped half of this into my big bottle, filled it up halfway with water, gave it a good shake, and now it's ready mixed for me to pour right onto my stuff. So I usually put at least 2, if not 3 coats. I'm also trying to keep an eye here. I've got a couple. I thought I got all of the cat hair out of here. Apparently I did not. But I think it's pretty much a given. You guys know me enough now that you know that pretty much everything I make is gonna have some Audrey fur in it, right? Come to that acceptance, hopefully. Hi, Anne. Hi, Carolyn. How are you, Carolyn? And Anne, it's so nice to see you 2 days in a row. The wind is pretty strong today, if you can hear that in the background. It's shaking my windows in here. Hopefully it won't impact us too much today. So this is the first coat on this one, and now we'll do going slow but going. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Good for you. Sending you lots and lots of love. I'm proud of you. I hope you are proud of you as well. All right. Hubby is away for the evening, so I have the house to me alone. Wow. Yep, just Mod Podge and water, Sue. How you doing? Good to see ya. Hi, Cindy. I'll put 3, usually 3 coats ends up being perfect. The first coat is usually pretty patchy, and then I go through and do a second coat, and then the third coat is usually just for my own peace of mind to make sure that I feel like everything has a couple of coats. I'm erasing guidelines on this one because we're going to varnish the front of this one as well. I still have the sides to do on it, but I just haven't decided what I wanted to do yet. So I use watercolor pencil crayon for my guidelines, so I always just erase them first, and then I'm going to go in with a wet cotton swab and get rid of any stragglers in here. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good, Sue. Will it make it to where you can hand wash? I would use maybe a very, very light damp cloth. I wouldn't be putting it in. This material is plaster as well, so it wouldn't make it waterproof enough that you'd want to put it in water and soak it. You could use a damp cloth to clean it. All right, so now I'm going to grab a cotton swab and let's go and just have a look. I know where all the guidelines were, so I'm just going to start kind of going around, see if I see anything. I find this part incredibly satisfying. Even when the guidelines are really faint in the background, going through this part of the process and just really getting rid of any little bits of guideline and pencil that could just be muddying the design a little bit. I find this incredibly satisfying. I don't make my pieces waterproof. So this as an incense holder doesn't need to be waterproof. It just needs to be able to be wiped down with a cloth. Can you give me an example of what you're painting on that you need to make waterproof? The only thing I can think of that could be helpful for you is to get some kind of some outdoor varnish. Hi, Tanya. For cups, that's on mugs, that is the paint that you're using. You need to use paint that's specifically designed for painting on ceramic and glass. That would be either multi-surface acrylic paints, enamel paints, or glass paints. Porcelain paints are another one that can be used. So it's really about finding the right paint for the surface that you are painting on. So on mugs, using the multi-surface acrylic paints, the enamel, the glass paints, they will end up being top shelf dishwasher safe. One kind of quick disclaimer though, I never, ever, ever tell my customers that I would recommend that their mugs go in the dishwasher. I tell them that technically the paints are going to do that, but with all of this delicate design on it, I will always, always, always recommend a very gentle hand washing. I will never say, yeah, chuck it in the dishwasher. It'll be fine. Never, never, never. It's good to see you. So yeah, that all is dependent on the types of paint. So make sure you're using the right type of paint for the surface that you are painting on. And that will always be on the bottles. If it doesn't say ceramic or glass on the bottles in the suitable uses, I would not trust it. You can try it and experiment, but I would assume that it's not going to work out. You're welcome, Cindy. Yes, exactly, normal weirdo. Exactly. Ah, thanks, Fab Productions. That's so sweet. Thank you, Janice. That's so sweet. All right, so I have one spot that I need to touch up here with some black gesso, and then we will be able to varnish the top of this one. It's nice to, I've started varnishing the top as soon as it's done, because then it helps me keep it clean and keep dust off it as well, and then I can go on to working on the sides. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do on the sides for this. I have kind of an idea, but we might work on that today, or we might start something new. I'll kind of show you all of the options that we've got on the table. So first I need to find my black gesso to do this touch up, and I need a little tiny brush, a little tiny paintbrush. All right, whoa, reach. I have found that Pebeo works the best on ceramics. It's like cement on the product. Fantastic. That's really good to know. Thanks, Tanya. Does it have to dry for a certain amount of time before you use water to clean the guidelines? I would give it a good 24 hours. You're always going to pull a little bit of color off on the cotton swab, but if you wait a good 24 hours, then it should be fairly minimal. So again, I'm using flat matte Mod Podge as my sealer. This is the first coat. I will do 3 coats of it. It will protect it so that it can be wiped down with a damp cloth and kept clean. I mix Mod Podge with water. And I haven't had any issue with tackiness or stickiness. So thankfully that has not been an issue. I know some people who have used Mod Podge as a varnish have experienced that. I have not. Especially now that I've started watering it down. It seems to have made a very big difference. So what are you going to do with the night to yourself, Anne? Are you going to paint? What are you going to do all night? Are you going to sleep? What's on the docket? I'm just trying to make sure that it's getting into all the little crevices. It dries really nice. I haven't had issues with cloudy spots like you can get with some varnishes too. I mean, I'm sure it happens if it's on thick enough, but I haven't really had much of an issue there. Haven't lost a lot of detail, thankfully. You're most welcome. I'm glad that you enjoy watching it. Thank you. And I firmly believe that everybody has creativity, and that just means that if painting, drawing, that sort of stuff isn't where your creativity gets its juice, then there's something somewhere that just gets your creativity flowing. And remember, creativity is problem solving and expression as well, right? There's creativity in maths and sciences, in looking at different approaches to try and find new methods to do things. There's satisfaction in all of that, right? There's creativity in all of that. Just eat now, watching you and watching TV. Oh, fantastic. Well done. That's awesome, Anne. You're making some really good headway, eh? All right, so I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. I'm going to let it dry 24 hours, and then I'll put the second coat on. We might work on this one today and work on the side design. I only have one here that's finished with the side design. This side design is way too complicated, and it took a very, very long time. So I will not be replicating that one on here. But I've got some pictures of some of the other ones that I've done, so hopefully I'll pull some inspiration from them and come up with a cool edge for this particular one. The green one that I showed at the beginning here, this one is not going to have anything on the edge. If anything, I might kind of just go over the edge with like a gold Posca marker down here or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I think I'm going to keep it nice and slick and clean, because this one just didn't seem to need anything. We didn't need to take away from this. This is going to be a pattern as well. So keep an eye on my, here and on my Instagram and on my Facebook, and I will let you know when that pattern is going to be ready. I just realized that I put the varnish on there on the green one, and it still needs another top dot. So that's okay. We can do that. We can do a top dot and then come back to it after and put another coat of varnish on. So we will do that really quickly just to give that last little bit of punch. All right, so let's zoom in. Oops. Ooh, sorry. Oh, come on, Jamie. Sorry, I should warn you. So just a tiny, tiny little bit of color can make all the difference as far as dimension is concerned. I love what top dots can do for things. I definitely want to do this one again though, because this one was fun. I didn't think I was going to be able to pull off those swoops, but I'm very happy with how they turned out. There we go. That last little bit just to make it pop that little bit more. All right. Aw, thank you, Ruth. Hi, Doodle Dragon. How you doing? It's good to see you. Oh, goodness, I haven't caught you. Oh, it's so good to see you, Amy. Always fate. Always fate. The universe always steps in and gives us exactly what we need, right? Our job is to be paying attention to whether the universe is handing us that information and trust that it's coming. And it's here. You're here. It's lovely. I'm so glad that it's calming for you to be here. That makes me really, really happy. Let's talk projects. So, there's a few different things that we could work on today. Okay. One thing we could do is we could do the edge on this one. Okay. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is that we could start a couple new mugs. I'd like to do some rainbow mugs. And I thought we could do a black one and a white one at the same time again. Option number 3 is to continue working on this piece. If I'm being brutally honest, at this moment in time, I'm not super duper in love with it, but I wouldn't potentially mind going back to it. But I'm kind of underwhelmed. And I'm kind of looking at it going, I really kind of want to just sand it down and use this candle holder for something else, to be honest with you. And I think I'd go back to these colors eventually, but I'd plan it out a little bit better and make some more room for some other colors to be in there. And then option number 4 is to start a new one. And it would be a rainbow one like that. So, what would you vote on? Blue? What did I say the choices were? Blue, rainbow mugs, rainbow incense, or I'm taking this one off the table. I don't want to do it. So rainbow incense, this one. Rainbow designs on mugs, doing a black and white mug at the same time. New or blue incense holder. Okay. I don't know what option number 2 is. I didn't keep track of it. I don't remember which order I was in. So if you could tell me what was option number 2. Is that the mugs? Okay. Thank you. All right. I will start on mugs then. All right. So let me move my Lazy Susan out of the way. And whoop, bang, 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 bang. All right, thanks, guys. All right, here's my black mug. Here's my white mug. This is my mug holder. I need my alcohol to wipe the mugs down. And now I just need to find my paints. So, I know I've got little containers of paint all over the place here with my, there it is. Aw, yay. Perfect. So here we go. We have red. I might have to add more, clean out some of these, maybe get some clean paint pots. We'll see. Red, orange, yellow, green, teal, blue, purple, pink. Okay. We might brighten some of these ones up, but we're going to wait and see as I get into them. These ones have been in this container for a little while, so I don't want to assume that they are still good. So let's go through and we'll do some stirring and we'll check these paints out and see if we need to pour some new ones. So first of all, oh, I think she looks pretty good. Got a decent amount of paint in there. Yep. All right. Red is good. Oops. Red is good. Let's see our orange. I think it's going to be good. Yep. Yep, she's lovely. Fantastic. The little M's on here let me know that it's multi-surface. Or it could stand for mug paint. Either or would work. I feel like I'm going to want to brighten up my green. Oh, that's nice though. That's a nice yellow. Oh, it's a little chunky though, isn't it? Little chunky monkey. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put this one aside. I'll be able to save the paint. It's not like it's garbage or anything, but I am going to get a new container. Oh, this one's a multi-surface. Here. Oh, no, you're almost empty. All right, so you're going over here too. All right, I'm going to get a new paint container. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength, aren't we, Tanya? Same wavelength. Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out while I'm painting today. I'm going to be live again tonight as well at 8 o'clock for an hour, and again at 11 p.m. for an hour, Eastern Standard. I'm going to be participating in a 24-hour dotting marathon called Dotting for Ukraine. It is on Instagram. I've got a ton of posts up on Instagram if you want to check out all of the details. There are 22 or 23 participating artists, and each is doing a 1 hour live today. Started this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern on Instagram. So if that's something you want to take a look at, the stuff is there for you. Hang on a second. I'm going to try a different blue. And I want to do the teal? Yeah, let's still do the teal. So that is from 8 until 9 and 11 till 12 tonight Eastern. And then tomorrow I'm going to be live from starting at noon here on TikTok, and I'm going to be doing a live tutorial of my sunflower design. So if you want to learn how to paint my sunflower design, it's the national flower for the Ukraine, and I am going to be providing some fundraising information for sugar. Can't use that paint. Hooper. It's not multi-surface. Crapola. Crap. I'll be providing some information for fundraising. I'm going to be doing some fundraising for an organization called You Animals that is working in the Ukraine to make sure that people who need veterinary care, food for their pets, get that support, as well as making sure that the shelters, rescues, and zoos have support too. So I will be providing the links for that you can just donate directly to them. If you want to go through me, we can always do that, but it's the kind of thing that, I kind of think there's really no benefit to going through me unless you need to. And if there's a reason you need to, we can definitely do that. But hopefully I can just be the facilitator for a lot of this. All right, we're going to go cobalt blue, but I'm going to lighten it a little bit. On the other side of the world. Well, it's going for 24 hours straight. The marathon's going for 24 hours straight. You never know. It started at noon Greenwich Mean Time. So it'll go until noon Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow. All right, let's try this again with another paint pot. Oh no, we've got one here. Let's make sure that it's good. And I'm going to add a little white. Yeah, I'm going to add a bit of white. What are you? There we are, pearl white. Look at you. I didn't realize I had a great big bottle of Craft Smart Metallic Pearl White multi-surface. That's nice. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of white to this. Tiny, tiny bits of white. Be really, really sure. I'm going to actually add more paint to this too. Not much here. Oh, and some boogers. Let's see if we can help this out a bit. I need to get a new one of these. There we go. I didn't think I was running out of this one. Sorry, I don't want to shake the table too much while I'm stirring. It's amazing what one drop of white will do though, right? Goes a long way. So if you want to paint along with me tomorrow with the sunflower design, like I said, I'll be live starting at noon Eastern here on TikTok. And I'll be walking you step by step through the pattern. It's about a 5-inch design, so as long as you have a surface like a 6-inch square canvas would work. You can even just take pieces of the design, that's fine too. And then once the live has been completed, I am going to make sure that I post the recording as long as the recording works. Then I will be posting the recording, and it's actually going to be the first video on my YouTube channel. So that sort of stuff is going to start happening, which is kind of cool. All right, we got teal. See our purple. Okay, so we need some more purple. When it's the multi-surface paints, I try to scrape the insides of the containers too, because these paints will cure to plastic as well. So I want to make sure that I'm not leaving them too empty so that they end up all crusty on the inside. All right, so now purple, better, and let's look at the pink now. How much do we have? Oh, we got lots of pink. Fabulous. Okay. All right, let's get started. So, first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to write an M on my yellow paint so that it doesn't get mixed up with anything. I should do that over here too. That one's multi-surface. That one's multi-surface. That one's multi-surface. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe down these mugs. I have no paper towel. All right, I'm going to go grab a couple paper towel. I will be right back. We'll get started. All right, got the paper towel. How was everybody's week? Are you able to take a little bit of a breath today? Give yourself a little bit of a break. Whatever you have on your task list for this weekend, I hope that you have the opportunity, even just for 5 minutes, to give yourself time to take a breath and take care of yourself as best you can. All right, so I'm going to spray some alcohol. Just removes any dust. I'm still going to be touching it with my bare hands, so I'm still going to get some fingerprints on here, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. And now we will go to the black one, and then I'll show you how I place my first dot, my center dot of the mandala. We'll look at that because that is going to be how we line up our design on this. And I'm going to try and make them the exact same design, same colors. We've done that before, where one on a black mug, one on a white mug, to see how they all look different. So I want to try and get them as close as I can. So I can use them. I can definitely use each other, right? I can use each other to line up those center dots. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that, wait a second. One thing to keep in mind is that depending on the paints that you're using for multi-surface paints, they could be a little bit watery. So when you place that dot or any large dot on a surface like this, there's a very real possibility that if you leave it sitting like this, the paint is going to start to run down the surface. Might not run down all the way, might not create huge drips, but it could pool in your dots on one side or another. So perfect world scenario, you'd have a place where you could set your mug to lay flat. Now, the other thing that I used to do before I had this made was, if it was fluid paint, I would literally just sit there and turn it upside down for about 10-15 seconds, turn it upside down again for about 15 seconds, and keep doing that until it appeared as though the paint was going to stay put as it dried. So just kind of keep that in mind. Be prepared to have something to put your mug on, or to be holding your mug and flipping it back and forth until it dries so your paint doesn't slide all the way down the cup, okay? So when I'm lining up that center dot, before I get yelled at, I'm going to put on my wrist brace. When you're holding mugs or painting and gripping anything with a tight grip at odd angles and bending your wrists at different weird angles and stuff too, you're going to get pain, right? Sitting in front of the computer all day adds in the carpal tunnel and the super fine motions of the dot mandalas. So I get the carpal tunnel in my right hand, the numbness in my fingers, and then I get the joint pain in my wrist on the left hand. So just take care of your hands is what I'm trying to say. So what I do is I like to kind of look at where I'm going completely perpendicular from the handle. Okay. Sometimes I use something. Where do you get the dotting tools from? The pencil looking ones? So these white ones that are all the different sizes, you mean? Ow! I just poked myself with a pin. Like these ones here. These are DIY mandala stones. It's Canadian dot artist and dotting company. A lot of dotting supplies. I love these tools. Love them. So DIY mandala stones. All right, so now that I know that I'm lined up with my handle, now I have to make sure I'm approximately lined up 50-50. I can eyeball it like I am now, or I can also line it up. If I have another mug that I've done, if this isn't the first mug that I've done, perhaps I've done another mug that that looks that I can use to line up the center dot. Like if I have another mug where the placement has worked really well, I'd probably want to use it as almost like a template. So take your time with the center dot. The center dot and the first row are so critical in the foundation for the rest of your design. So make sure that you just take your time. You don't want to rush it. Now, when I have paint like this, where you can kind of see that the paint is pooling in the middle a little bit, you can see it on this one here as well. We've got this kind of circle of paint pooling in the middle. I'll use one of my nail dotting stylus tools, one of the larger ones, and just kind of move that paint around to the edge so that it's not pooling in the middle. If I can do this while the paint is still really fresh onto the surface and not starting to dry out too much, then it will self-level to a nice smooth flat dot in the middle. They're on their way for you, my dear. I have a feeling it's going to take a while for them to get to you. They said that it could take quite a while, but they are on their way. I can't wait for them to get to you. And maybe we'll be really lucky and they'll get to you nice and fast. All right. Keep an eye out for bubbles as well. You want to pop your bubbles as quick as you can. Oops, sorry. Bubble. Pop your bubbles as quick as you can. Again, that self-leveling feature is going to help out a lot there. All right, so I'm going to hold up my camera here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. So now we have our 2 mugs getting started. Okay, so we're going to continue on, with the white mug first. And we are going to do some small orange dots around the center. So, what am I going to do first? What do I want to do? I'm going to use gold as some accent, so I want to leave some... Do I want to leave some space? No, do I want to do it that way? Oh, maybe I want to do it that way. I'm thinking, you guys. All right, we're going to go with a size 2 of the DIY mandala stones. Now, I'm going to dot. I do my first row around the center dot the same every single time. Dot at 12 o'clock. Spin it around so that the 12 o'clock is now at 6 o'clock. Dot at 12 o'clock again. Turn it so now they are at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Dot at 12 o'clock again. And then one more time, 12 o'clock. So there's our first 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly go through and start dividing these sections in half. 1. Trying to keep my dot size consistent as well. So making sure that I am cleaning off my tool very regularly. So what else are you up to this weekend, you guys? And tell me how your week has been. So I'm going through, dividing the spaces in half again. And I wanted to leave that nice little space there in between so I can add some detail later if I want to. I think we're going to try and do something very similar to the pattern that was on the incense holder that was the other option to do. So I think it's going to be, these ones are going to be fun ones. Hi, Metal Girl. How you doing? Lumi Dogs. My dog is in the ER right now. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lumi Dogs. Sending you so much love. Hi, Paula. You're going to paint. Oh, and do some laundry. The laundry will feel nice. It'll make it smell really good. I need to check. I think this one, I think the black dot, the black mug, is off center. It is. It's totally off center. I am not lined up where I want to be at all. I'm actually too far left. So I'm going to wipe this dot off, and we're going to redo the center dot on this one. And I'll re-wipe it with alcohol as well. Oh, thank you, Erica. Lumi Dogs, sending you so much love. So sorry that your babes is going through that and that you are as well. I'm so sorry. Lots and lots of love. And I'm glad you're here to hang out with us, and if we can help you breathe through this, then we will do the best we can, okay? Hey, Emily. How you doing? How goes it? All right. Let's try this again. Okay. That's better. New center dot coming up. Here we go. I'm just going to add some more paint, and then we'll be able to fix all of those little divots. All right, so I'm going to stand up the orange mug now. I did not plan this well because I didn't have anywhere to put it. I'm going to let that sit for a second. I'm going to refold my cloth. Yes, lots and lots of love, Lumi Dogs. My sister quit her job and came up to visit for a week. Wow, Chameleonaire, that sounds definitely a little chaotic, hey? How's she doing? How are you doing? Emily. Oh, thank you, love. I'm doing good. Thank you. I'm excited to get to paint so much today. This is fun. This is super, super fun. And I'm going to try and get as much painting done in between my lives as I can. But I did the math, and between yesterday I was live for 4 hours. Today I'm going to be live for 4 hours. And then tomorrow I'm going to be live for at least 3 hours, maybe 4. That's not the right spacing. Giving this a try. Nope, still not a fan. So you can wipe your paint off of mugs fairly easily. I just tried with a cotton swab. Did not feel comfortable, did not feel like I wasn't going to kind of bang into anything and potentially ruin the stuff around it. Normally I would use one of these little silicone brushes to pull the paint off. And then I go back in with one of these wood stir sticks, and then once that any leftover paint has dried, this stir stick acts kind of like an eraser. You can apply a little bit of pressure to it. It's not going to scratch the surface, but it'll still it'll still allow you to get rid of that stuff. Now you can also, the super easiest way to do it is to wait until the paint dries for about, sometimes 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour. An hour for sure. Like if you were going to run an errand and you set it down for an hour and then came back an hour later, it would for sure be ready. And you could just pick the dots or the swoops off and then redo them. That's a really nice way to do it on these mugs when you don't want to try and get in close to a whole bunch of different dots that are all wet paint with a cotton swab. I'm an absolute bull in a china shop for that stuff. I'm going to rip through it, and I'm going to probably damage a lot more stuff surrounding it. So I find in a lot of cases, it feels really good to just put it aside, let it wait. It's an inconvenience because you've got to let it dry. But sometimes you can even continue working around it, right? You can continue to build your design, and then when it's dry, go back and repair stuff. But you want to try and get it within the first couple of days. Multi-surface acrylic paints are going to start to cure. They air cure. So after a couple of days, they're going to start getting harder and harder and harder. So they're going to be more and more difficult to peel any of that design off. I think I made these dots a little bit bigger on the black than I did on the white. That's okay. Yeah, a little bit bigger. That's fine. We'll deal with it. So yeah, very easy to fix mistakes. So try not to get too discouraged if you find that you're having to make a lot of changes. Set it aside, come back to it when it's dried a little bit, pick off the old and in with the new. I've got some bubbles in my paint. I'm just trying to pop them here. Bear with me. Oh, here I could show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. All right, so now we're going into yellow. So we are going to go to a size 3 tool. Woo! Just chuck it at myself. Fantastic. That makes a lot of sense. All right, so size 3. And these are DIY Mandala stones. And now I'm going to go around. Now I'm going to go around and do every other space. And the reason I'm going to do every other space, when I'm laying these dots here, my points of reference for spacing are the 2 orange dots in the row before, right? The one that I'm trying to center this dot through, set this dot with. Now, whoops, that one's really big. I gotta get that one off of there. Super big. Now, when I go back in to do these dots in between these yellow ones, by going every other space, what that's done for me is it's given me 2 more points of reference, right? The more points of reference I have, the better chance I have of being able to replicate spacing. So one thing that can be really, really helpful is look for patterns, right? Look for repetitions. You getting ladybug vibes? Yeah, totally, eh? I'll have to do one of those. You're welcome, Lumi dogs. We're here if you need us. So when I'm going around here, I am using the 2 orange dots from the previous row, right, as my points of reference. But once I go through and fill in those spaces, I will also have the yellow dots on either side as points of reference. Now, what this is going to be able to do is this can help you correct some wonky spacing. It might take a couple of rows of doing this to really straighten things out, but when I put this dot here, I'm much less concerned about whether it's centered between the 2 orange dots and much more concerned that it is equally centered in between the 2 yellow dots. So when I'm placing this dot, I'm really not even looking at it. The only other thing that I need to be concerned with is that I'm putting the dot in line with this row, right? So that is where I care about the 2 orange ones from before, because if I don't care about where it is in relation to that, I could come way too close or go out way too far. So I'm also trying to replicate, where's my pointer? Where is it? I'm also trying to replicate the distance here, like the distance between the yellow and the red, or these little lines here in between the yellow and the oranges. Okay, so look for these patterns. How far is everything away from each other? How many different things can I measure that distance with? What are the different things that I can be watching for with each dot that I place down that I can try to replicate, right? And if it looks off, then go through all of those things again and just get really, really micro with it and say, okay, where do I see the difference? Is there a difference between the spacing between the yellow dots, the ones from the yellow dots and the red ones? Is it the way that they're centered in with the orange ones? Give yourself as many points of reference as you can and make sure that you, it can be really helpful if you practice looking for that sort of stuff, just looking for those patterns. There we go. Yay. All right, now we move on to the white, because we're going to let these progress at exactly the same pace. And I know that this one's going to be a bit smaller. Sometimes the dots look smaller on a white mug too, especially the lighter colors like this, because there's not as much contrast, and that division of the line between the yellow and the white isn't quite as stark as the yellow and the black, right? So I'm using my little contraption here as much as I possibly can. There will come a point where I cannot continue painting with it in this little holder. I'm going to have to pick the mug up and hold it, and that's when the pain in the wrist can start, right? So that's why I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can without lifting it out of its holder, at least for now. See how far I can do that. For anybody who's new to my lives, please know that while I'm painting, I cannot see my phone screen. So if you have asked a question or left a comment and I haven't replied to it yet, please know that I'm not ignoring you. I will scroll back and catch up on the things that I've missed as best as I possibly can. So if I haven't answered your comment right away, please know that I'll try to get back to. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope you have just a wonderful evening at home alone. Hey, honeys, how you doing? It's good to see ya. So we're doing a white mug and a red mug, exactly the same colors, design, just like we've done before, only we're doing rainbow this time. Yay! Let's go with what do we want to do? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Yeah, I want to do that. Okay, so we're going to do one more row around the center. Yeah, we're going to do one more row. Hi, Crystal. I love you. How are you? I'm sorry. I definitely wasn't. Hi, Addie. All right. So I'm going to go in with a size 4 now, and I'm going to do my greens. We're going to do one more row. Exactly the same. All the same size dots. Just going all the way around in another row. One color combo that I want to do again soon is I did red, yellow, orange, and like a dark plummy purple. It's like pretty sunset colors. We'll have to do that one again soon. I don't have any red mugs. Did I say red mug? I meant white and black. It's very possible that I said red mug. I'm so sorry if I did. Because I don't have any. I'm about to get messy with cement. Ooh, very nice. What you making? What you making? All right, so now we got the green one done. Now we'll do green on the black. Here we go. said red. Sorry about that. Oh, I don't even know what's coming out of my own mouth half the time. Thank you so much, Tanya. Are you heading to bed soon? Ready to fall asleep yet? I'm going to try marbling tea light. Ooh. The dotting will have to wait. It'll always be there. It'll always be there. I can't wait to see. That'll be fun. It's experiment day. Marbling with paint. Ooh. I mean, I like brushing on the veins and the coloring and stuff. That'd be like dry brushing maybe. That'll be cool. I'm very excited to see how you make out. That's going to be fun. That's going to make for some beautiful, beautiful candle holders. I have so much paint and can't stay off YouTube. It's a problem, isn't it? I totally get it. It's a problem. All right, I'm just gonna flip the mugs. I'm gonna let the black one sit upside down for a minute because I wonder if I can show it. I wonder if it'll show. See how on the side of the red dot, it's pooled down at the bottom? So I want to turn it upside down so that pooling will kind of even itself out. Oh, mixing it with the cement. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, very cool. I'm excited to see it. Are you excited to play? That looks super, super cool. That's a really good idea. I got a couple little planter molds. I should start doing that and just have my own Etsy store just for, here's a bunch of planters. That could be fun. Okay. Just wanted to give that black one a little bit of time to dry. Yay. Yay for getting to play. No, I'm going to leave that upside down. We're going to go back to the white and we'll do the teal now. So I'm going from a 4. I can't have that in there. You have to go somewhere else. So now I need 5, 6 maybe? Yes. No. We're gonna go with a 7. Getting Skittles vibes, right? They look like they're just gonna peel right off. Yummy, shiny candy. All right, I'm gonna let's try an 8. Yes, perfect. So this one I'm only gonna do in every other. And we're gonna do some walking dots around these ones. In the blue, maybe even in the purple. Maybe even in the pink. We'll see how many rows we can get in here. I'd like to do maybe just the blue and the purple. All right. Now see these little spots here that are just the little bits of paint? I do like kind of going in while the paint's still nice and wet. Maybe it'll self-level nicely. So I don't have too much new stuff in my website right now. I've got some candle holders and I've got a couple stones here and there. I think there's a couple mugs and there's a few imperfects as well. But next weekend, the 19th, I'm going to do a shop update on Saturday. So there will be incense holders, the sunflower mugs that I've been working on, these rainbow mugs. I might actually not list the mugs. I'm at the point now where I think I need to not list the mugs until they're actually ready to be shipped, because then I have a bunch of orders sitting there and it makes me panic a little bit that I've fallen behind. So we might do that. So these ones might wait for another month. This one is not a card pull. I haven't gone to the card pull in quite a while. I need to go back to it. I've found that I've just had so many ideas that I just haven't wanted to go back there, but I need to, because I want to go back there, but just not for this. For those of you who don't know what Crystal is asking about, is I have a dot mandala inspiration deck that I created. It is a deck of 52 cards that are tarot sized. And if you've ever used tarot decks or oracle decks, or even just affirmation decks or writing prompt decks of cards, this kind of is similar to that, in that it's a deck of cards that you can shuffle up, pull a card, and if you're looking for some kind of an inspiration, there is 52 unique images of my artwork on the backs of the cards, and then there's 52 unique word prompts on the other side of the cards. So you can choose to be inspired by the word prompt or inspired by anything in the picture on the card, but just something to kind of help get through some ideas. Sometimes we get so many ideas that we don't even know where to start with them all, right? So having something to kind of help give you that little bit of direction. And here's the thing though, is it's not about having to follow what the deck tells you to paint on any given day, right? It's about tuning into yourself. And if you pull a card from the deck and it says paint a spiral, and your first instinct is, but I don't want to paint a spiral, then don't paint a spiral. Right? If it says paint a purple mandala, you go, I don't want to paint a purple mandala, I want to paint a red mandala, then paint a red mandala. It's all about tuning in on that, right? To make the dots right now, Janet, I am using a tool called from DIY Mandala Stones. They all have different size ends for making different size dots. So DIY Mandala Stones. Now I'm actually going to be moving to these clay sculpture tools, these nail dotting stylus tools, clay sculpture tools with the little metal balls on the end, all these different sized metal balls. All right, time for some blue. So first things first. Oops. Now, if you're used to painting on stone, canvas, wood, and then move to mugs, there's going to be an adjustment there because your paints are going to behave differently, which means that the tools are going to potentially change if you've developed habits of which tools you use for certain parts of the piece. Like, you might find that sizing doesn't necessarily work on a ceramic mug because these multi-surface paints can spread a little bit more, right? Because it's such a smooth surface. So just kind of keep that in mind, that you want to be aware of the changing, the potential changing of what you see out of your tools, especially, like I said, if you're used to your tools and your paints acting a certain way, that is way too little paint. I'm going to let that dry. This paint just isn't picking up. It's not a thick paint on the tool, so I'm not going to use such a small tool. And I love that I'm still going to get these nice little delicate lines. So I'm going to pull that one off because I don't like the look of it, but now we'll go. That's much better. That's much more what I wanted. Yay. Fantastic. All right. I will be live again tonight at 8 p.m. until 9. Eastern, as well as 11 p.m. until midnight Eastern. I'm going to be taking part in a 24-hour dotting marathon that's happening on Instagram called Dotting for Ukraine. There is a hashtag for that, so if you want to search the hashtag to see all of the posts about it up until this point. However, I did post a whole bunch of information about how it's going to go today, and that is available on my Instagram posts and my stories if that's helpful. I'm using multi-surface acrylic paints. Ah, thanks, honeys. Thank you, Crystal. All right. There we go. See, sometimes just a little fix and then you don't have to redo something. Let's pick this up. Now that all the sides are done, right? Totally lost track of it. It was this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to do that. And then it kind of disappears with the rest of them. Doesn't always work out that well. We'll take advantage when it does, right? Where did you tag me in it, or did you send it to me as a message? I'm so sorry. So that answers the question. No. No. Where was it, love? Was it in a tag? Or I don't know where I missed it. Tell me where to find it. I'll go looking for it. Really? Hi, Kat. How you doing? Because that sounds cool. I could go in and just set up a bunch of that stuff. That would be pretty wicked. You're doing okay? You hanging in? Anything we can do for you? Okay, not great. All right, so now we're going to do the same blue, but on the black mug. Put that out of the way for now. So I'll be live again tonight at 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock, and then from 11 p.m. until midnight for the dotting marathon. And then I'm going to be doing my own fundraiser here tomorrow. I'm going to be doing fundraising for an organization called You Animals, which is a Ukrainian organization that is helping to help people and their pets receive care and food if they are unable to escape, and to help people escape as well with their animals, and as well as supporting shelters and rescues and zoos, all of that sort of thing. So what I'm going to be doing, let me actually just show you the pattern that we're going to do, is I'm going to do a live tutorial of my sunflower inspired pattern, since the sunflower is the official flower of Ukraine. So I am going to do a full walkthrough of this design tomorrow starting at noon Eastern. So if you want to paint with me, then this is what we're going to go through. Now, if you're not able to make it at the beginning, if you want to watch it, if you're not going to be able to make it and you want to catch it at a later time, by end of day on Tuesday here, Eastern Standard Time, or I guess it's going to be Eastern Daylight now. I don't know which way's daylight and which one's not. Eastern. We're starting at noon, so we'll go through that, and I'm going to make sure that the video, as long as TikTok records it here on the live and all goes well, then it is actually going to be my first YouTube video, and so that pattern will be available through that video for you to paint it anytime you like. Now, for most fundraisers, people will send money to one central person and then have a donation be made. The only way I really want to do that is if it is not, if you don't feel comfortable donating to the charity directly. So I'm going to be supplying the link to donate to the charity directly on your own. And if you want to support it, that is great. If you want it to go through me, then I can do that. And any money that is sent to my PayPal tomorrow, then I will donate that as well. These mugs, I've got this one. I'm going to be doing another one tomorrow. I'm going to be painting another one tonight on the marathon lives. So I'm going to have at least 4 sunflower mugs that will go up on my website next Saturday, the 19th, for my shop restock. And 100% of the sales from these 2 sunflower mugs will also go to You Animals. So, we're going to paint some sunflowers. We're going to paint some other stuff. I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff ready for the shop restock next week. A whole bunch of incense holders, these rainbow mugs, hopefully more candle holders, but these ones will definitely be there. And the most important thing, please, I want to do this as a free tutorial. I don't want anybody to feel that they are obligated to make any kind of donation. I understand that that's not always feasible, so I'm not looking to hit a huge number goal or something specific. If you can and you are called to, then hopefully you'll be able to help. And if not, come and sit and paint and we'll add some more sunflowers to the world, and that can never be a bad idea in my mind. And maybe you know somebody who has family over in Ukraine and you could gift them something that you paint on, or maybe you just want to put it out there in the world to show some love. So all of us sitting together and painting something like this from a place of love, I think is going to be time very well spent. So hopefully you'll be able to join me tomorrow at noon Eastern here on TikTok, and I'll be live for at least 3 hours, maybe even 4, but we're going to get an entire one of these designs done. It's a 5-inch design, so if you have a tall mug like this, if you have a 6-inch square canvas, anything that you have, you don't even have to do all of the others, right? You could do this center section and then follow along with the swoops in the middle, and that could be it. You can modify it however you want as well. And of course, if you paint anything from this pattern that we do tomorrow and you want to sell it, please do so, and maybe you can help even more people, right? Thank you, and Audrey. Okay, let me scroll back here. When I get a moment, sorry, Crystal, when I get a moment, where did you share it with me? Hi, Mommy of Max. Oh, I'm so glad you find it so soothing. Yay. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Crystal. And that's the thing. It is always your call. Always, always, always your call on what you want to do with these things, right? And like I said, at the very least, if we can get a bunch of people together to sit and paint and put some pretty stuff out into the world, and to do so from a place of love, I think that will always be a good way to spend time, whether you're called to do a donation or not. You sent on Monday, and it was a message? I will go in and take a look. I'll go in and look. I probably saw it and then meant to look at it and then just never went back to it, but I will go take a look after. Thank you, Crystal. That'd be so cool. Can you imagine if I had a way to be able to say, check this here, and then if you still have questions, come let me know. That'd be cool. For the number of messages I get, it's funny because I don't have my notifications turned on. I I'm at that point where I'm like, yep, I get a lot. I know there's a lot. I know I got to sit down and focus on them and answer them. And until I'm ready to do that, I don't need you dinging at me. There's just too many different channels, right? The email's going to ding at you, and then your Facebook Messenger's going to ding at you, and then your text message is going to ding at you, and then your Instagram Messenger's going to ding at you, and then your TikTok Messenger's going to ding at you. It's just so many things. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you thinking of me for that. I will give it a boo. All right, so after the blue, we are going to do another row of walking dots in the purple. Yep, we're going to do the purple. And then we are going to get ready to do some swoops. Shocker, right? Absolute shocker. All right, so now we will move to the purple. Oh, I missed one. Here's another thing as well. People ask me a lot of times, so do you just increase the size of your tool as you move out from the center dot? The answer is not a definitive answer. I want the size of the dots to slightly increase as I go out and add layer after layer, or row after row, I should say, of walking dots. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I need to change the size of my tool. Depending on the paints, or just adding more paint to the tool, that might do the same thing, right? So test it out. If you're not sure what size tool you should use, err on the side of caution and choose a tool that is smaller than the one you think you're gonna need. Always err on the side of caution and go small if you have to. Geez, that wind is fun. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the size and see what purple does. So purple does automatically go bigger than the blue, which is perfect because the blue is just a thinner consistency. So now we do this. And we start doing these walking dots, and then we'll add them to the white as well. And keep building this out. I think we're going to make a lot of progress on this today, you guys. This is cool. All right. Doo-doo. Oops, not quite enough paint. So relaxing to watch. Yay, I'm so glad. Not sure I've seen you before, but I'm absolutely... Oh, that's so kind, Jojo. Thank you. Jojo Teacup. Oh, I love your username. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I'm glad that you are comfortable in this space, and it's nice to meet you. We hang out a lot here on live, and I say we all the time because I certainly... I do not feel like I am running my business alone, right? I feel like you guys are such a huge part of it. And we love welcoming in new family members. And we love just kind of knowing that, you know, if you want to come and hang out with us, this is a safe space to just be who you are, feel what you're feeling on any given day, participate as much or as little as you want to in comments, all that sort of stuff. Just know that this is a place that you can come and there is unconditional, you're welcome, you're here. Just be here and be kind, share some love, and take some breaths while you're here with us. Oh, tea is so good, isn't it? Hi, Catherine. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Hi, Patty. How you doing? I think that this wonderful family community that we have fostered and nurtured here, I think it is probably the thing that I am absolutely the most proud of. I really do. I think it's my favorite thing about all of this. Hi, Jade. Dot Art by Jade. Please make sure you're following Dot Art by Jade on Instagram if you are not already, and here on TikTok, of course, if you are not already. Jade and I are going to be doing a joint live tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern on Instagram. So if you want to come and hang out, that would be fabulous. Is it good, Patty? Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. That's so good. A lot of new artists. Discovering a lot of new artists. Yeah, I need to put it on in the background later on and make sure I'm there for a couple other lives. Are you excited, Jade? Yes, and learning lots. Fantastic. So this is a really good time to make sure that you guys know as well, is that all of the artists that are doing taking part in this 24-hour marathon that's happening on Instagram will be saving their the live videos to their profiles. So you should be able to go through the list of participating artists and go through their profiles and find their live recording as well. So the marathon is a 24-hour dotting marathon. It started at 7 a.m. Eastern today, 12 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and is running for 24 hours. So every hour, a different artist is going to be going live for an hour on Instagram. And we are looking to raise funds for a dear friend of the dotting and especially the mandala community, the Azart group. They are boots on the ground trying to help a lot of people and get money into the hands of where it can be used very quickly. So there's tons of information about it on my Instagram. It's going to do a much better job of explaining it than I will, I guarantee you. But we're looking to try and help raise some money and help and help this friend of ours who, is there trying to help other people. I remember the very first time that the Azart group featured one of my videos on their page, and I had admired their page, and they'd introduced me to so many different artists and taught me so many different things on this journey. And the day that they shared one of my videos, I completely fangirled right out of it. It was so amazing. It was so fun. So if you head over to Instagram and check out my profile on Instagram, in my stories and in my posts, you'll see a whole bunch of posts about the dotting marathon, including a list of the artists and the schedule. Now, the schedule is based on Greenwich Mean Time, so just be prepared to do some math. So, for example, Eastern is 5 hours behind Greenwich Mean Time. So noon in the UK is 7 a.m. here. So anyways, there's all that information there. And then I'm going to be doing another one tomorrow with the sunflower pattern. I'm going to be doing a live tutorial with this sunflower pattern, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of fundraising potentially for, hopefully anyway, for You Animals, which is an organization that's helping to get food and veterinary care to people and their pets, as well as animal organizations like shelters, rescues, zoos, that sort of thing, to hopefully try to help take care of these animals. I hope that helps. Let's see. Hi, Jerry. Aw, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I hope to catch you later again too, Jojo. Thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you too. These are ceramic mugs, Claudia. Thank you, Jade. All right, so now we're going to do the purple row on the white mug. Oops. There we go. We still there? Okay. And very, very soon we're going to go back and we're going to start to add in some gold detail. Actually, no, the gold detail will probably wait. I'm going to put lots of gold detail in here, but I also am going to do gold top dots. And before I do any top dots, I want to make sure that these other dots are fully dry. So I'm going to wait 24 hours before I put on any top dots. I air cure my mugs. I do not bake them any longer. When I used to bake them, it was such an incredibly stressful experience because I never knew what was going to come out of the oven. It could be beautiful. It could be full of bubbles and look absolutely atrocious. So, thank you, Claudia. I'm so glad you like them. I'm a little obsessed. I now have 7 cases of these mugs sitting in my house waiting to be painted. So I got some stuff to do. I need to get busy, but I will. We'll get through them. I'm sure of it. Anyways, don't even remember what I was saying. Don't even remember what I was saying. It was fine. If you are new to my lives, that happens a lot. I will stop mid-sentence and have zero recollection of anything that I said 10 seconds before. So fair, oh, excuse me, fair warning to you. It is a problem. I'm aware it's a problem. It happens. Hopefully it's not too distracting. So I don't bake them because of the potential bubbling. Right? The potential bubbling makes me really, really nervous. I've had mugs that I've spent 3 hours painting the mug only to put it in the oven and have a whole bunch of bubbles and huge imperfections happen. So I choose to air cure instead, meaning that these mugs, when these are done, are going to sit on my shelf for about a month before they will ever go to someone's home. It adds so much time to when they're ready to go out. However, it takes away the reason that I kind of went this way is because I was doing some custom orders, and it's actually the reason why one of the big reasons anyway, why I don't do, it's one of the reasons why I don't do custom orders anymore. Because I would spend all of this time working on a mug, put it in the oven, and then it would bubble and I'd have to redo it. So there were a couple of custom mug orders that I spent probably 15, 16 hours on for a $42 mug, right? So that's something that's just not an option anymore. So the more that I can do to protect the first run through of everything that I'm going to do. Top dots. I saw someone asked, what are top dots? Sorry. I apologize that I skipped over that. So top dots is when I add another dot of paint on top of this to add some layers. So let me show you what I mean. So see these ones here? These dots here are 4 layers of paint. We've got the base dot, which is the dark blue, then the medium, the light blue, and then the metallic. So those are top dots. Multiple dots on top of each other. Aw, thank you, Celeste. That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. They're perfect for your candles. Ooh, very cool. Lots of talented candle makers. Yeah, they're great size mug. A great size mug. I've looked at other mugs, and I won't buy mugs to paint on unless they are a mug that I would potentially use myself. And I only like big cups. You give me a little teacup or a coffee cup that's like this small and looks like this, that's like a shot glass. You might as well who cares? Give me a nice, great big mug full of nice hot tea, and that's a happy place. So these ones are really nice because I like the tall design, and they really give you a lot of real estate to paint on too, which is nice. When you're painting the shorter mugs, you don't have as much space, right? Because you just lose a whole bunch there. So for the shorter mugs, I still do designs like this, but instead of doing it across from the handle, I would do them either on the left side or the right side. Or I would do a wraparound design where I do rows that wrap all the way around. These mugs, I got them at Dollar Tree. I get them at Dollar Tree by the case. $1.50 Canadian per mug, and they are fantastic. I've had a couple mugs come out cracked, but otherwise, they are good and sturdy. Did you? I'm Crazy Brandy. That's cool. That's super cool. It's peaceful, isn't it? I find this art form incredibly meditative. And as a result, incredibly healing as well. Oh, no way. That's cool. And you don't anymore? I'm being completely nosy. You do not have to answer any of my questions, right? The mugs currently are $42 a piece. I do want to kind of throw it out there that I've due to multiple people telling me that I am wildly undercharging for my work. I will be doing some time trials because most of the stuff I paint has been on a live, so I don't even really know how much time they take for me to do. So what I'm doing is a bunch of time trials to kind of get a clear idea of how long these pieces are taking me to do, so I can actually do a better job at pricing my items so that I'm not, working for $10 an hour kind of idea. Dots are us. That's so amazing. Are you still dotting? No, they are not microwave safe. I like your mugs where you start from the base or the bottom. Oh, we haven't done one of those on these mugs, eh? We should totally do that. We haven't done any wraparound designs on these tall mugs. Yeah, those ones are fun ones. I like those ones too, Crystal. There's a few mugs that are available on my website right now. There's not a ton of stuff. I'm going to be doing a shop update next Saturday, the 19th at noon Eastern, where I'll have more mugs and a bunch of incense holders and all that good stuff. There are some mugs on my website right now. I've got a couple different sizes. I've got a few candle holders, a few planters. I'm going to be doing a lot more planters too. What else is on there right now? Those are the big ones. A few stones, but for the most part, candle holders and some mugs. So I haven't updated my website since a couple items have sold, so you will see a few items that are showing as sold out. They're not going to get restocked, but anything that's showing available is ready to ship now. So they are not microwave safe, these paints, and they are not food safe. So I don't want to paint up against the lip of the mug where someone's going to put their mouth over the paint and take a drink. They are not food safe. Yeah, I'm bad with that too. I have to be able to reheat my tea because I always make it and then I set it down and an hour later I'm like, oh, my tea. Haven't dotted in a couple of years. Do you miss it? I use DIY mandala stones. I haven't tried Mark's. Oh, thank you. It's from Harry Potter, Luna Lovegood's Spectre Specs. It's my favorite. All right, we're going to add some detail here. I'm going to go in with my gold paint, and I'm going to start doing some dots in here. Do you think you'll ever go back to it? you used to mentor. Oh, you miss it? Better hurry, the season's catching up with you. I know. I'm really at that point where I'm like, okay, I need to take a step away from the mugs and get into the planters. I find, because this time of year especially, right, people are starting to, if they're living in a Canadian type climate, for sure, they're starting to crave greenery. Oh, yay! If there's anything I can do to support you, Brandy, let me know. I'll do my best. Hi, Karen. Yep, the mugs I get from Dollar Store. I get them from Dollar Tree. Buy them by the case. And I'm in Canada as well. I don't know if I believe they don't, I don't think they've got them in the US, but I don't know for sure. The only other daughter. Oh my goodness. Delicate Dots Andrea is absolutely killing it on TikTok. She's got like 650,000 followers or something. Art of Points is another person. There's quite a few. It would probably be a really... it could be an interesting experience for you to go through and just see who's here. You need to dot. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, do some searching and see. I don't know if Fine Rosa used to be on here. Jessie D Designs. I don't believe Lydia May posts too much on TikTok, but there's a lot of great artists. Mall Rocks, Dot Art by Jade. Most of the people that I've met have been through TikTok. Delicate Dots Andrea is why I have such huge aspirations for myself. Because I look at her account and I'm like, okay, if she has 650,000 followers on TikTok, then there's zero reason why I can't too. So my goal by the end of 2022 is 500,000. Because why not? Right? No way. David Ander. Oh, no, I don't. She was your Facebook friend? Isn't she sweet? She's so friggin' sweet, eh? Oh, yay. Okay, I'm gonna follow ya. And then I will do, I'll do my best. But if you search Delicate Dots Andrea, she'll come right up. Same with Art of Points. But if I see other ones, what I'll do is I'll start shooting you over videos as these other artists pop on my feed. And maybe there can be some inspiration there. Yay! Aww. And is your name actually Brandy? Like, can I call you Brandy? Is that okay? And I'm really happy for you. I'm excited for you. Yay. Okay. Thanks, Brandy. I'm really excited for you. Yay, we've got another person coming to Dot. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see what you do. All right, we are going to start with some swoops. We're going to do a great big one in the middle, and we are going to do a shaped swoop. So I'm going to put the paint down, and then I'm going to pull the paint into the shape using one of my tools. My favorite one now is this tool. It's also from Dollar Tree. It comes in a set of 2 for $1.50. They're called puncture and scoring tools. See how they're 2 different sizes? The one on the left, fantastic for pulling swoops down. Now, it's super, super sharp, so it might not be the best option on a mug unless you're super confident that you're not going to apply a lot of pressure to pull the paint down. Okay, so if you feel you're going to put a lot of pressure and you might end up scratching the surface, always better to go with a different tool. Okay, so these things are fantastic. They make some really nice tiny dots too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a size, I'm going with a size 7 maybe. Let's go with a size 7. Where are you located, Brandy? So I want to be up here, and I do not want that size of tool, so that's way too big. All right, so we'll try this one instead. So, so on the mugs, I'm actually not going to use that really sharp one. You're in Oklahoma, on Oklahoma. I knew what you meant. It's okay. And what's new? The Dollar Tree ones? There we go. Oh, the pink tool. Yeah, it's really nice. Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. I'm telling you, that place is a gold mine. Now, when I'm painting on mugs, I don't have guidelines on here. It's possible to draw guidelines on here. However, the tools that I have used to draw guidelines on, if you were to dot over top of those lines, it would pinch in the dots, so you wouldn't end up with a round dot. If you're going to use the guidelines and dot beside them, totally different story. Dry erase marker, wax pencils, whatever you can find that shows up. Well, that's a little cockeyed, isn't it? Here we go. All right, well, this one's just going to be a little fatter, and we'll deal with that. Yay! Hey, Cindy. Yes, mechanical pencil. Yes, Erin Ridley does that. Yeah, me too. Most of the time, I just wing it. I'll still use guidelines occasionally when I am doing like candles and stuff like that. I'll throw some on, but it's usually in case I want to do those rows or those bands of dots that are all the same size, and it helps me with that. Most of the time, once you get your formula down, right, and you get your spacing down and you get really, really comfortable, the guidelines become something that isn't necessarily required, but can be helpful depending on what kind of project you're planning on. I'm a big fan of winging it. I think winging it is super, super fun. Super fun. I think that's one of the fun parts about the mugs is just go with it and see what happens, right? Yes. Yes, Erin Ridley. Oh, I'm sure. I apologize that I wish I'd gotten to know you. It's, I'm sure everybody's going to be thrilled to see you. Me and Erin learned together in the same groups? No way. That's amazing. Cindy, we are working on 2 rainbow mugs. We're doing the black and the white because I haven't done a rainbow mug in a while. It's not a card pull. Just, I want to paint a rainbow. So we're going to work on this. Now, when we do, when I'm doing my live tonight at 8 o'clock, and I'm doing one at 11 o'clock on Instagram, those ones are going to be, I'm going to be working on another sunflower mug, and then tomorrow will be the full tutorial. So we'll be working on the sunflower mugs tonight, but I'll be starting a new one tomorrow for the live tutorial. Maybe we do. It's entirely possible. It's very possible. And either way, we know each other now. And I'm thrilled for you. Catherine Monroe. Is Catherine Monroe Paintaholics Anonymous? Or Ottawana? Ottawana was in Nova Scotia too, wasn't it? Ottawana doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so that's Paintaholic. I didn't know that was her name. Yeah, I love her videos. Teresa Gibbs. I don't know Teresa, but I might know her. I bet you I'd know her. It's possible anyway. I'd know her username. I'm glad you're so happy too. Hey, Clean, how you doing? Oh, it's going to be so good. So good for you, Brandy. Are you taking a vacation after all these lives? A little bit. I'm going to take the evening off tomorrow. Does that count? Yeah, I'm going to take the evening off tomorrow. So once the live tutorial is done, I'm going to be shutting down. Probably for maybe not 24 hours, but maybe kind of close. I'll be doing a live on Monday, but it'll be in the evening for sure. There's some stuff that I need to get done with me and Mom on Monday. So that'll be the time to do it, and I'll take the evening off the night before. It's okay, Clean. It's totally okay. Life happens. We're not going anywhere. You're okay. Lots happening, but hanging in. Good, good. Very good. Just keep one minute at a time, right? Don't need to go any faster and any farther than that. Just 1 minute at a time and keep breathing. And Dad is doing good. I had a wonderful visit with him yesterday. Yesterday? No. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday morning. And next Sunday is his birthday, so going to go up and see him. And hopefully Mom will too. And we've got a couple appointments for Mom this week too. So it could be a good week. Yes, I do. I dot on the rocks. I dot on the candle holders. I recently bought an incense holder mold from Devon Dotting, and I cannot get enough of it. There's so much fun stuff out there to paint on, eh? And yeah, I do. I make blanks, blank stones and blank candle holders and all of that good stuff. And when I'm able to, get my ass in gear and get a bunch made, I get them up on the website so that if people don't want to make their own, then they can get some from me. Dad is going to be, hang on a second, gotta go soon, waiting for my mom to come. No problem. If you gotta go, you gotta go, but just know that we love you and we're sending you lots and lots of love. Holy crap, you guys, 8.4 thousand likes? Thank you. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever looked at that number before. Thank you. That's so cool. Yeah. The number of molds that I could buy at Devon Dotting, I need a winning lottery ticket first. Dad is going to be 74. I'm sad I haven't been here more. Well, we missed you. We would always take more time with you if we can get it. And I'm just glad that you were able to pop in today. I'm going to be live a lot. I'm going to be live again tonight. We'll do this one more time. I'm going to be live tonight on Instagram from 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. And then from 11 p.m. until 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Taking part in the 24-hour Dot Mandala Marathon called Dotting for Ukraine. There's all kinds of info on my Instagram profile and in my stories if you want to check out, who we're raising money for, how the money is going to be used, and how the whole marathon is going to work. But it's essentially a bunch of artists that are each going live for an hour to help raise money for Azart Group. They are in Ukraine, and they are huge supporters and promoters of the Mandala and Dot Mandala community. So we are hoping to help them out a little bit because they have done so much for us. It's so scary when you have people that you know and love that are going through this, right? You're welcome, Clean. I love you. It's good to have you. Thanks for all the stars, Brandy. Thank you, Taylor. All right, so we're doing the exact same design on 2 different color mugs, right? So in the 11 p.m. live tonight on Instagram, I'm going to be doing a joint live with Dot Art by Jade. So if you don't already know Jade, we're going to spend some time together tonight doing some painting. We'll answer questions, of course, and just kind of hang out. So that should be super, super fun. And then tomorrow I'm going to be live here on TikTok starting at noon. And I'm going to do a full walkthrough of this pattern here, this sunflower pattern. I'm going to do start to finish, a full walkthrough tutorial step by step, so that you can paint along with me if you like. If you're not able to join the live or not able to stay for the whole time and you want to be able to access that tutorial, by the end of day Eastern time zone on Tuesday, which would be whatever date Tuesday is, I don't even know. 15th, the 15th. The video, as long as the video records on TikTok, then it will actually be my first YouTube video. So you will be able to, and I will share the links on all of my social media platforms so that you can watch the tutorial at any point in time at your leisure. So don't worry if you're not going to be able to make it or stay the full 3 to 4 hours that it's going to take to do this design. There will be a recording, or my intention is that there will be a recording. As long as technology cooperates with me, then you'll be able to access that as well. Yay, yes, come and paint along. And so that's a really good point. I use DIY Mandala Stones tools. If you use other dotting tools, please make sure you get yourself a dotting tool conversion chart. Erin Ridley has one on their Facebook page and on Etsy. And it is absolutely golden because it will tell you what size tool in your set mine would convert to, so we can be using similar or maybe even exactly the same size tools. Oh, I didn't do the gold on this one. We'll do the gold on this one too after I'm done the pink swoops. So that is happening tomorrow. And I'm also going to be doing my own fundraising for You Animals, which is an organization that is helping to get veterinary care and food to people and their pets that are trying to escape Ukraine, that are not able to escape Ukraine, and they are helping organizations like animal shelters and rescues make sure that they hopefully can have access to veterinary care and food for the animals in their charge as well. So I will share the links for that. My personal preference would be to have people donate directly to the organization. I have to look at their page again. I don't know if they have a minimum amount, a minimum required amount for a donation. So it's kind of like that. If you want to contribute, but you going through the website isn't an option. Oh, flanging. If you don't want to have to go through their website, if that's just not a possibility for you, then I will accept PayPal transfers and put all of that money into a donation as well. Now I'm also going to be selling these sunflower mugs that I have made already and that I'm going to make in these lives. They will be part of my shop update next Saturday, the 19th. And 100% of the proceeds from those mugs will be also donated to You Animals. So lots and lots of stuff going on in the next couple of days. A ton of time spent live. I'm going to be live for a minimum of, I think it's 11 to 12 hours over the last 3 days, which is super, super fun because this is my favorite thing to do. But if you want to come and hang out, there's lots of time left this weekend that we can still hang out together. I hope you can make at least your 8 p.m. live without falling asleep. I'm concerned about what's going to happen. It could be incredibly entertaining or incredibly embarrassing at the 11 o'clock one, because I don't remember the last time I stayed up that late and still had to converse with people. We'll look forward to seeing you at whatever ones you're able to come in for. Thank you, Brandy. Let's see. I think I want to paint along with you. Fantastic. That would be lovely. Would love that. I know, my first YouTube, Cindy. We're going to do it. We're going to do it finally. Finally. It's happening. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Heads up. Plug your ears. Okay, just the one. Woo, sorry. I use marks are so similar. Yes, the conversion chart can be really, really helpful. So definitely, if that is something that you guys need, head over to my friend Erin Ridley's profile on any of her social media. She's here too. She's here on TikTok too. Christina Lee is here on TikTok. How did I not mention Christina Lee? That's shameful. Christina Lee, Breathe Flow Muse, all kinds of them. All kinds of them are here on TikTok too. Thank you for the blessed poo. Awesome, Brandy. Fantastic. I hope you have fun painting again. Can't wait to see what you do. So I'll plug my Facebook group as well. I have a Facebook group. It's called Mandala Addicts by Mandala Love Affair. If you are on Facebook and you want to join, you are most welcome. It is a loving and safe community where we can share what we're working on, regardless of where you are in the learning process in this art form, and how long you've been going down that path. So if that's something that would be helpful for you, then definitely come and join us over there, and we'll try and share as much interesting information as we can. The Dot Mandala Inspiration Deck is still available on my website. I have a few left. And yeah, shop update next Saturday. It'll be there. Whole bunch of mugs, whole bunch of incense holders. Who knows what else I'll get up to in the next week that I can throw up there too. That's ready to go to a new home. But we'll keep playing with this. So I'm going to put these mugs aside, at least for now. I might pick them up again this afternoon, or these ones might wait, and we might do more with them come Monday evening after these fundraising lives have had their time. For now. So we'll see. Brandy's hand-painted gifts. Okay, I'm going to go searching and see. Yay! I'm so glad you were here. I'm so glad. And thank you again for the blessed poo, Cindy. So we'll keep working on these. Here's a side-by-side. Let's do a side-by-side of the black and the white. Same design, same pattern, just different colors. Right? Crazy, eh? Crazy how they look so different. This is going to be fun. So we're going to keep fleshing these ones out. We will do our tutorial of this sunflower mug tomorrow. And I'm going to be working on another one of these on the 2 lives this evening. Thank you guys so much for coming and choosing to spend so much of your time with me today. I really appreciate it and love you very, very much. If you have questions or anything that I can do to help you, please let me know. I don't have all the answers, but I'll always try to help. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for just continuing to nurture and create this wonderful environment that we get to hang out in all the time. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Sunflower's still one of your faves, right? Totally. Okay, I'll find you on Instagram, Brandy. Aw, thank you, Jennifer. So that's the pattern that we're going to work on tomorrow. Live tutorial starting at noon here on TikTok. Please take care of yourselves, you guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you either later tonight or tomorrow. Bye.